We don't need AAA games.
Oh, so you're a gaming news fan? Name every gaming controversy. Yeah, that's what I thought. There is hope for the gaming industry thanks to indie games. The brand new AAA Games Showcase had its first broadcast, and there were some
AAA? What does that even stand for?
What was Candy Crush there? You. Oh. Kicking off with big news, Slay the Spire 2 was revealed, the sequel to that deck building game you've either played or keep hearing about. Right. While we don't know everything yet, a new class has been revealed and the game uses the Godot engine.
A AAA.
Godot?
So what is a triple indie game? So it's an indie game, right? Starts with an I, so AAA. I don't know what AAA would mean. Action? I have no idea. I really don't.
The game uses the Godot engine instead of Unity as a result of the recent install fee controversy. The Rogue Prince of Persia is the first official game from Evil Empire, the studio originally created to continue Dead Cells development. It looks like after they stopped work on Dead Cells, they still really wanted to make Dead Cells, but with wall running. There's no reason the people had to be purple in the trailer, but they're purple. If you thought Age of Empires needed more dinosaurs, well, you're in luck, we all think it. Dino Lords is a game that exists. The showcase also had updates for upcoming games, like vintage cartoon FPS, Mouse, and Hyperlight Breaker, sequel to one of my favorite games, Hyperlight Drifter. Okay, it was good. Updates to current games were announced. Darkest Dungeon 2 owners will be getting a free board game-like campaign mode called
This game is not it.
Okay. Meanwhile, Vampire Survivors will finally get a PS5 version and guns, thanks to an upcoming Contra collab.
And fist bumps.
Speaking of guns, if you wished Pokemon Stadium had a few more of those, Pocket Pair teased a PvP arena update for Pal World.
Really?
Soon, you'll be able to let someone else murder your pals.
Oh my god.
Speaking of murder, that's what Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 wants to do to your wallet. As part of a collaboration with Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, is that a movie?
Yes.
The game added the Beast Glove, a half-robot, half-King Kong punching weapon. You know, the kind. That would be super cool if it didn't cost $80. More than the price of the game itself.
What?
A Redditor who actually bought the glove, in a shocking twist, doesn't think the weapon is worth the price. But COD isn't the only game getting greedy. Free-to-play racer Disney Speedstorm announced it's becoming
$80 for a melee weapon?
Starting with the newest season, the game's premium Golden Pass, which is the game's Battle Pass equivalent.
You know, I think games are really ruining themselves because they're adding all these little microtransactions, or not really microtransactions, but these little things that cost so much money. And it's just not like, I don't get it. I don't get why you're adding an $80 melee weapon. Why $80? What, like, I don't even understand. Is it overpowered? So now people that buy it have an overpowered piece of gear? Like, I don't understand it. I don't even understand. I really don't.
Can no longer be bought with tokens, a purchasable in-game currency that can also be earned for free through gameplay. But now you can only pay with cash. I'm guessing because of the economy. Some players are considering legal action because the store pages for purchasing additional tokens on platforms like PlayStation clearly state they can be used to buy the Golden Pass. Meanwhile, Star Wars Outlaws, a single-player game, will require an internet connection to install, even if you have a physical copy. Classic. Everyone's talking about preserving online-only
Don't you need to have an internet connection for every game to install?
Titles, but there's a new endangered
I don't understand that.
The offline, mostly. Pain.
Oh, you like games? They are frisbees now.
Big news for World of Warcraft fans in China. Blizzard and NetEase have renewed their agreement to bring the MMORPG back to the country after the two companies suffered perhaps the biggest and nerdiest breakup of all time. There were lots of multi-syllabic insults being thrown. Fortunately, Chinese gamers will get another chance to face Azeroth when Blizzard titles return to the country this summer.
This summer.
Yeah, I feel bad for Chinese players, man. We're bringing them back to the dark type shit with World of Warcraft.
Microtransactions. Just a day later, Blizzard announced a new game mode called WoW Remix, Mists of Pandaria, allowing players to...
The new Mists of Pandaria update, man.
Pandaria, allowing players to re-experience the entire Mists of Pandaria expansion, but
Yep.
with accelerated leveling speeds.
Yeah.
Mists of Pandaria introduced
It's gonna
the
be a W,
playable
man. It's gonna be a W.
Pandaren
You got it.
race, which are essentially humanoid pandas, and the monk class, which are humanoid humans, but with no hair, allowing new and old players to speedrun becoming an ursine ass kicker faster than Kung Fu Panda. Great movie. Meanwhile, WoW Classic is
Great movie.
preparing to redo Cataclysm,
Yep,
WoW's
heard
third
this.
expansion that's also basically the reason WoW Classic exists. If you're not familiar with the
Yeah.
expansion, basically a giant dragon named Deathwing arrives in the land of Azeroth, bisecting entire regions and submerging others in water, as one does. Naturally,
Yep.
there won't be any going back when Cataclysm arrives. So if you want to experience the previous Wrath of the Lich King,
Yep, Swift Zulian Tiger, great mount. Swift Rasasi, I've never heard of that mount actually. Never heard of that one. Oh yeah, Crusaders White Black Warhorse and the Swift Alliance Seed. Yep, great mounts. I mean, great mounts.
expansion
Just
on the classic servers,
Dude,
you should do
Jesus
it soon.
Christ.
Or you can just spend time with your family. They barely see you anymore. Big panda guy. Your parents are worried about you. Never learning about our sponsor, War Thunder.
Oh,
It's
God.
a free-to-play comprehensive vehicular and EA has like slips by clicking our link below. Make your parents proud. Quick bits? More like slick bits, am I right? Anyway, EA has explicitly
All right.
denied claims that its subsidiary Motive Studio was working on a remake of Dead Space 2,
Okay.
following reports that the game was being worked on but had been shelved in
was a
either
good
the
game.
pre-production or concept phases. However, sources talking to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier offered some clarification, saying that Motive unsuccessfully pitched a few ideas for the series in early 2023, but they were actually hoping for a new Dead Space game rather than a remake of the sequel. What does seem to be true is that the series is on hold, and the Dead Space remake did fall short of EA's expectations, which is odd because it reviewed well, and it was actually a bestseller when it launched, coming second
Jeez.
only to Modern Warfare 2. All in all, it's a sad day
Blight.
for fans of dismembering corpses with power tools in a
Yeah.
video game. Helldivers 2 may have hinted at
Oh, yeah,
a
what about this?
collaboration with fellow 4-player co-op shooter
Great
Deep
game.
Rock Galactic.
yeah, they're like farming They're farming wins, dude. It's so
Official
like
Twitter account tweeted a binary message potentially referencing Deep Rock Galactic, only for that game's Twitter account to reply to a follow-up Helldivers 2 tweet, also in binary.
The sexiest of the number languages.
Stranger collabs have happened. Just this week, PUBG announced a crossover with motorcycle company.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Deep Rock Galactic and Helldivers, I would never expect that, dude. I would actually never expect that.
Where players can buy Ducati tokens to craft vehicle skins, which are needed to allow you to open limited time containers that, you know what, I'm already upset, so I'm gonna stop. Bungie may be developing Destiny.
I feel like
3.
PUBG could really like revive their game if they just really like work on it and then release some like crazy update. They can revive their game and make so much money. I don't know why games don't do that. I don't know why.
According
I
to
really
a
don't.
Reddit comment from a month ago. So it must be true. Oh, Jacob wrote, the reason this is newsworthy, thank you, is because that same comment correctly predicted the recently revealed prismatic subclass that will be introduced in the upcoming The Final Shape expansion. Now, the Redditor is now being worshipped by the Destiny community as a prophet. So praise be to Reddit user 326382722187. Hallowed be thy name. It's just numbers?
What?
Wait, is that binary?
No. Binary's only zeros and ones.
I know, I knew. The Fallout TV series is receiving rave reviews, especially since its pilot episode spends a lot more time than you'd expect exploring the implications of cousins getting busy.
More than zero time, which is how I expect it.
What?
Sci-fi is for what-if scenarios. But audiences are going crazy for this kind of content. Video game adaptations.
What is he
Not the
talking
other stuff.
about?
That's probably why Five Nights at Freddy's is getting a film sequel, despite the middling critical reception. Less expected is the news that fishing/Lovecraftian horror game Dredge is getting a movie. All right.
Oh,
What,
okay.
did we run out of major
Jeez.
franchises that haven't already been adapted? What about... And
All
a
right.
36-year-old man in Japan has been arrested for selling hacked rare Pokemon online after
What?
modifying Pokemon Scarlet
What?
and Violet save files in order to alter their abilities. Something which is
Oh my
apparently not just
God.
illegal in Japan, but actual jail time illegal, carrying a potential penalty of up to 5 years in prison and a 5 million yen fine under the
What?
Unfair Competition
Oh my
Prevention Act.
God.
With Pokemon. We love it! According to the police report, presumably
Jesus.
filed by Detective Pikachu, we had to. The seller sold these Pokemon for as much as 13,000 yen, which
Alright,
sounds
that's type
crazy,
crazy.
until you realize that's only around 90 bucks. Which is still crazy, but less so. And you'd be crazy not to come back on Tuesday for more gaming.
Yeah, I think you didn't even cover this, so I'll cover it myself. So I think that we do need AAA games because of the revenue generation, right? So like they often will have super high production values in like marketing campaigns, especially like distribution channels. I think they're really broad around that stand of that point of view. So as a result, they will have a high potential to generate a lot of revenue for the developers, the CEO, the COO, the game itself, the ecosystem, just all of that, right? So I think it also helps a lot with innovation, right? So like the advancements with innovation. So they often will push the boundaries of technology, trying to change up their game a lot. So then it like promotes a change, like a normal change. I don't know how to explain it, but it promotes change within the gaming industry. So it like introducing like new graphics, gameplay mechanics, storytelling, all of that stuff, and that for the industry can drive the technological advancements, if that all makes sense. But you know what I mean, right? So I think it also can have a high, like what do you say, recognition, right? So AAA games frequently will have a lot of like critical acclaim awards and recognition from both sides of, or both within the outside of the gaming industry and the inside, and also them being pros and cons, right? But also that can promote the game. So those accolades not just like boost the reputation of the developers and publishers, but they also elevate the status of the gaming and like the entertainment and art of the gaming industry, not just for the industry, but for the game as a whole. So if I'm making a AAA game and I want to push it out, and I know it's gonna, I might know it's gonna be AAA, or I want it to be AAA. I'm gonna push it to the maximum capacity, and then which is why it's going to promote other games or promote my game in general. I'm going to earn a lot of revenue and money for other games. And let's say this one game sees this kind of art and he likes it, and that's a successful game now. So I think that it has a very big impact on the industry as a whole. So yeah, there's my answer. There's my answer to we don't need AAA games. But here's the video. I'll link it in the description. Go watch it. Go leave a like. It's very good. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.